Jonesy and Amanda.
You're listening to the Jonesy and Amanda podcast.
Australian radio's Jonesy and Amanda.
Miss Keller.
Amanda. Hello, Wiggles.
Jonesy, yeah, personal friend.
Bit of a tongue twist there.
The legendary pirate Jonesy.
He's a genius. That's what the J stands for.
And Amanda the actress.
You have no empathy for anyone but yourself, you giant tool.
Now's the time to hear good radio.
Brendan and Amanda, and you're on the same show.
We're mass communicating. Jonesy and Amanda are here.
It's showtime!
Well, hello there, Amanda.
It happened.
It's done.
And it was magnificent. Your daughter's wedding over the weekend. It seriously was the most perfect wedding. Even my son, and he wouldn't know things like this, said that's the best wedding he could possibly have imagined.
Yeah, well, I saw him double parked with 2 beers, and I went, look at him go.
Look at him go. It was just wonderful. Yeah. And it was, weather was perfect.
Yep.
And that could have been touch and go, but it wasn't. We can say where it was, can't we?
Yeah, of course.
It was at Taronga Zoo, and we were outside in front of the giraffes.
Should have said it before we did it at the zoo, then I might have got some sort of discount.
Oh, Brendan.
But
let me just gush, because I know you're incapable of it.
I like gushing.
And it was in front of the giraffe enclosure, and as we're just all standing there watching these magnificent animals, so they're just wandering back and forth, no humans to be seen, just these incredible animals. And then almost on cue, when the two of you were about to start walking down, all the giraffes came out to the front. It was just amazing.
Yeah.
It was quite eerie in a beautiful, beautiful way. And then as you'd sent me a text and you just said, it's happening, and there was a flash of a bit of veil, and I suddenly thought, I'm going to cry. I don't have a tissue here. Your brother-in-law went and got me a tissue. And then I feel like crying now when the two of you started walking down to one of my favourite songs, is John Mayer, beautiful song, XO. You and Romany walking down, I started crying. I've known her since she was 4. And I've known you for the same amount of time, funnily enough.
Since I was 4.
Your love is bright as ever.
Oh.
Sweet. It was sweet.
It was so sweet. And to see you walking your daughter to be married, what a big thing.
I did. I got a bit emotional in the little golf buggy as I was going down the hill, and I saw your little face, and I saw all the family there and the giraffes, and the rain had held off. It was just lovely. It was lovely.
It was so
nice.
It was so beautiful.
And everything worked.
How does it feel in the ceremony to have the celebrant say, I now declare you husband and wife, and that Romany now has a new surname?
Yeah, she's a Moore.
Yeah.
She's not a Jones anymore.
No, is that?
I thought she might have gone the
feel?
hyphenated Moore Jones.
Does it go Jones Moore or Moore Jones?
I like Moore Jones.
Everyone wants more Jones.
That's what the focus groups are saying. But I don't know.
I'll do the emotion because you're not capable of it.
If I was to get married.
Oh, you are married, Brendan.
I don't know. If I was to get married again, say, like Sydney Sweeney, Sweeney Jones or Jones Sweeney, whatever she wants. She can have.
I think she knows exactly what she wants, and it's not much to do with you. But it was just...
Thank you for coming.
We will talk further
Yeah,
about the ceremony, about the hilarity of you and my sons, about your son-in-law's speech was so beautiful. I mean, hang on, we'll get to your speech as well, but they were all relatively short. Did you crack the whip?
Told them all, hard 5. That's it. Don't want to. Any of you go over 5 minutes, you'll get the stink eye from me.
Okay.
Wrap it up.
Okay. Well, it was just magnificent and it was just perfect.
Well, I'm glad you came, and it was so nice to see you.
It was lovely.
And now we can get on with other stuff.
Oh, Brendan.
Now we can get on with our lives.
Jam Nation.
Gold. It's Jonesy and Amanda driving you home. Did anyone do that in the piano? The piano was on the telly last night. Is anyone playing that song?
Not so far.
I love that line. Tell me, child, are you a Christian child? Man, I am tonight.
We'll talk about the piano a little bit later on.
Yeah. I wanted to watch it last night. But
you haven't watched it once. You watched Married at First Sight. Thank you, friend.
I want to watch it, but what's happened is my app for the ABC iView app isn't working. And I've recorded it.
On TiVo, or on a cassette, on VHS, or is it Betamax?
I've got it there and I want to watch it.
Okay.
And
why don't you come into work and watch it here? We've got a million of those things on the screens
because the problem
here.
is as soon as I get in here, everyone says, Jonesy's here, let's go and see what he's up to. And it would be
Don't
rude.
insult me.
It would be rude.
The show is great.
It's such a good show.
We'll talk about it.
Let's get into the Fast Five.
The Fast
fast can this thing go?
Faster than the speed of light. Jonesy and Amanda's
Fast Five.
Friend, anything you do on TV, I am into.
Well, you're not watching it, so don't BS me. If you were on the radio, I'd listen.
5 questions. Can you go all the way and answer all 5 questions correctly? If you do that, Amanda will say.
I will say, let's see what you get today if you answer question 5 correctly. A $250 Visa gift card. That's very handy.
Caitlin's in Dural.
Hello, Caitlin.
Hi, guys.
Here's question
And I
1.
did have the wedding on the weekend, so
Of
there's a
course.
lot going on.
No, and last week you had to think about that wedding.
Now the
And
wedding's
next
over.
week you'll have to go through photos and bills.
I can now give you my
Undivided attention.
I can.
Question 1. What was the final score in the Women's Asian Cup Grand Final over the weekend, Caitlin? Do you know? We took on Japan.
I have no idea. I'm going to guess 2-1.
No.
We didn't win, but what was
Yep.
the score?
And what's with those Matildas? They're always playing when I'm doing a speech at a wedding.
At your son's wedding was
Yep.
last time they had that penalty kick out,
Yeah, and everyone was on their phones watching the wedding.
including me during your speech.
And you went, woo! And I went, oh, thanks. That joke's landed.
I was,
And you're
watching
looking-
I was watching the piano.
Sean is in Fairfield.
Hello, Sean.
Good morning. How are you, Jonesy? Afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Hello. So Japan beat us, but what was the final score?
1-0.
It was 1-0.
1-0. Let's play the not-so-secret sound.
Duh.
What is this sound?
That'd be an elephant.
It is
It's an elephant. They're not at Taronga Zoo anymore. They've moved them on. They got the elephants from the Melbourne Zoo, Taronga Zoo. They took them out of the cities and they've sent them off to Adelaide.
Have they?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's at Adelaide Zoo, though. So
You
it's
can-
not like they're living
Yeah.
rurally.
You can tell our zoo, our one, it's got the Mossman Bob. I don't like this place. I liked the harbour.
Oh, the baby Chino.
Which culture began the wedding custom of exchanging rings, Sean? Was it A, the Romans, B, the Mesopotamians, or C, the Egyptians?
The Egyptians?
It was the Egyptians.
They did everything.
Brings you to question 4. Which country has just launched a new version of Saturday Night Live?
America?
No, they've got the existing one, but
They've-
someone else another country has taken on the mantle. I've seen a few bits and it's not too bad.
Will this one be just as not funny?
Well, I only see the little snippets of it, so when you only see a little bit, it's not so bad.
What do you think? 135522, which country has launched a new version of Saturday Night Live? We'll put on some Paul Kelly for some thinking music, and you could call us and play along. 135522 on Goss.
Hear every second of Jonesy and Amanda on demand. Search for us now on the iHeart app.
How fast can this thing go?
Faster than the speed of light. Jonesy and Amanda's
Fast Five.
We're up to question number 4. It's going to Emily in Drysdale. Hello, Emily.
Hello, how you going?
Very well. So Saturday Night Live has been on the US TV screens for 50 years. Which country has just launched their own version of this?
Is it the UK?
It's the UK. Tina Fey was guest host of
Yeah,
on
do you
the
think it'll
night.
be funny?
Well, I've seen snippets, and this is the beauty of TikTok now. As Australians, we haven't grown up, obviously, with Saturday Night Live, and when you watch an entire episode, it's quite the sketches are quite long and boring.
Yes.
But TikTok has picked out the best of it, so it looks great. And the same with the English one. A whole new generation just seeing the highlights, and it's great.
If they edit it a bit, it would probably be better.
The Brendan Jones editing.
Yeah, keep it tight
Old
5.
Captain Scissors.
Tight 5.
It's question 5 here for you, Emily. Here we go. Which American martial artist and actor has sadly passed away?
Oh, I'm not sure.
It was over the weekend.
We have no time for that, Emily. You should know that.
Oh.
You should. Because the world is in mourning. I didn't know how I was going to deliver at the wedding.
Although we've got this
my
lovely
speeches.
Zydeco music behind us. Woohoo!
Christy is in St Leonard's.
Hi, Christy.
Hello.
Do you know which American martial artist and actor has passed away?
I do. It was amazing, Chuck Norris.
Chuck Norris.
Actually, he didn't die. Heaven just needed more security.
There's a million fabulous memes around.
Christy, gun to your head, what is your favourite Chuck Norris movie?
Oh, God, all of them?
No,
Every
come on,
Chuck
just
Norris
one,
movie.
one.
Oh, I have no idea. They're all so good.
Amanda?
I've never seen one.
Ryan?
I don't know.
Oh, you
My
people.
sons went through a phase of being obsessed with Chuck Norris, but ironically.
Can I just say this? I watched Out of the Box 2
Is that
weeks
what it's
ago.
called?
The movie Breaker, where he plays a truck driver that
Oh,
rips
come on.
revenge.
I could have
and it
written
was
that
just on the
script myself.
I was reading past the telly and it was on. And it was so good. It was so good.
We will talk about Chuck Norris throughout the show.
I'm just saying, Lone Wolf McQuaid, do yourself a favour, Christy.
Are you speaking English?
Watch it. Just watch it. Congratulations, you've won the Jam Pack. There's no pack, but what it is terminology for a $250 Visa gift card.
Thank you.
Christy, carry on.
You're welcome, Christy. Coming up, we will talk about Chuck Norris. We'll talk about The Piano, the TV show that I am part of. It's just a wonderful, wonderful show. We'll talk further about the wedding, some of your dance floor antics.
Okay. Oh, you know what?
Don't.
I was flatulence shamed on the dance floor, and I won't have it. I will not have it.
Oh, we all had it.
No, well, it wasn't me. Anyway, that's coming up on Gold.
Jam Nation.
Is your family feeling relieved that not just did the wedding take place, but it took place so perfectly?
Yeah, there's a bit of depression after it, though.
I
because
bet there
all that,
is. I bet.
You're all motivated and you're heading towards that one goal. And I was talking to my daughter and she was a little bit emotional. And she said, I just feel, I don't know, there's all these moments in your life. And I said, well, that's why you have a honeymoon and you do all that stuff.
So you can decompress afterwards.
Yeah, they haven't really planned a honeymoon. I said, well,
she needs a honeymoon just
can,
so that she and Michael can talk it all out and just and debrief and just go, well, how great it was.
It's a big deal.
You know what? Another reason why it was terrific is it was a party. So the beautiful emotional bit of their actual marriage, and that was so beautiful. But then almost within seconds, the reception started and everyone had a drink in their hand. It wasn't like there's a ceremony and then everyone waits for an hour while all the photos are taken.
Yep.
The reception started almost immediately and the dance floor was filled.
I said
it was just a party.
to the photographers, 2 shots. That's it.
Oh,
Let's not muck around with that.
Tell me you didn't.
Yeah. The problem is because they think you're paying for all this money. Really, I'm paying the money just to get it sorted out quickly. That's it.
Well, did you take them down to the passport office?
I said.
Get your photo taken.
Went through a red light speed camera in the back of a ute.
But what about the dance floor? I'd forgotten what it was like. You know, another reason I had a great night because I just danced with my sons as well.
The boys were there.
It was so fantastic. The dance floor was filled with all these young men and women who were friends of the bridal party and friends of it was just a great, great night. And I'd forgotten what happens when you hear this.
Oh, yeah.
Where did it start that all the guys dropped their pants?
It's a millennium thing.
What's
or
that
a millennial thing. Yeah, it wasn't around, when I was doing weddings, parties, anything DJ work all those years ago. You'd play that song and people would just get on and they wouldn't drop their dacks. Somewhere along the line, they've dropped their dacks. And they were yelling out, hey, come on, the father of the bride's got to drop his dacks.
Well, I tell you what, though, all the young men had the same undies,
Yeah.
sort of these, what are you, like black micro shorts
Yeah,
kind of
the
things.
step one underpants.
Yeah.
The bamboo underpants.
Well, they all had black little shorts on.
Yeah. So that's why they can get away with it.
But they wouldn't have known they were going to be dropping their dacks. They all wear the same undies anyway.
I think they're prepared for that. I was worried because my underpants elastic had given out. You know those ones.
Now, why would I know them?
The ones I've had them for a long time, but they're so comfy.
You know, I heard the other day, underpants should not have an anniversary.
Oh, well, these ones are heading for a diamond anniversary. These ones are going to have a night in a hotel. Been around that long. But they were yelling and they were going, come on. And I'm a go with guy. But I thought if I drop my dacks, there's not enough elastic to hold back. So
at the back.
At the,
whatever.
Yeah.
Don't.
So I chose not to. So I was responsibly served. I will say this. I was flatulence shamed because someone cut something terrible on the dance floor.
It was
It was not me.
Well, mine went over and my son said Jonesy's farted.
And you know what?
Pretty much what happened.
That's your
farted of the bride.
That's your son. That's Jack.
Don't point at me.
That's your son because his face went all red and I knew it. And everyone's going, because they think he's of a certain age. That's no doubt him. And I said, no. And then I said, okay, I'm going to work one up just to prove that it's not me.
How did the elastic go?
Like it was a hired suit.
What a glamorous
I'm
night.
glad you came.
And it was great.
The piano was on last night.
Let's talk about something classy.
Yeah.
The wedding was beautiful and was classy. Your dance floor antics, not so much. But we'll talk about the piano next.
It was a really emotional episode of The Piano.
Well, it always is.
That's coming up on Gold.
Jam Nation.
The Piano, Season 2, Episode 2 of The Piano was on last night. It's on ABC iView. You can watch it at any time.
Anytime. And what I love, we're in Queen Street Mall for Episode 2 in Brisbane, and I'm standing at the piano and I'm looking around wondering who the person is that's going to be coming and joining me. And that's what this show tells you, really. It could be anyone. Anyone has a story.
Do you ever think you'll see some guy walking down and you think, oh, please don't be him, please don't be him? Or is it, I want it to be him?
Oh, all of the above.
Yeah.
All of the above.
Have you had any nutbags? Because Queen Street Mall, I've done a few things in Queen Street Mall.
Were you the nutbag?
For a work capacity, outside broadcasts and stuff. And you get a lot of like, hey, man, what's going on
Anytime you film in an outdoor setting or a public setting, that's what you're in for. You're really in for that.
Yeah.
I've had to step up and be security a couple of times
Have
and
you?
tell people to rack off.
Worse than the moist twisties incident?
They were all very pleasant, the people who gave me some twisties to eat that I don't know why they were wet.
How do twisties get wet?
I don't know.
In the bag.
Don't know. But that's the great leveler, is that everyone not everyone's musical, not everyone plays the piano, but everybody has a story. So it could be anyone.
Mm-hmm.
And the length and breadth of humanity, once again on the show last night, was quite extraordinary. Let's start by talking about Willow. She is a young woman in her early 20s, beautiful looking girl. She came up and she had an unusual kind of walk. Her mum was standing beside her. I thought, something's going on here. I think there's, been an accident of some kind. And that's exactly what had happened.
I love the piano so much, but I was in an accident in 2020 and I didn't know if I was going to play again. I'm going to do Claire de Lune. Mum used to play that song for me while I was in the coma.
And I stood next to her mother while she was playing, and her mother was just so moved. Her big thing, Willow's big thing, was to play in public, and here she was.
Wow.
And the look on her face afterwards, the sense of achievement that because they thought she was going to die 1,000 times. I mean, she was 17 when she was in the coma, came out of the coma when she was 18. The time had just disappeared and it took her months of rehabilitation. And to sit at a public piano like that was quite extraordinary.
Wow.
Unbelievable. This is the thing about everyone having a story. Then we met Cheryl. Cheryl had a tale to tell about her parentage.
I didn't find out that I was Aboriginal until I received a letter when I was about 36. The letter said that I have a sibling and that someone has been looking for me of Aboriginal heritage, which was quite a shock. My mother was part of the stolen generation. When I was 3 months old, I was adopted by a very loving family, but they never really talked about my heritage. It was never brought up.
What did you learn about your birth parents?
I knew my mother's name and I never knew my father or his name.
And you never met your mum?
No, I never met my mum. But in a later life, yes, she lived about 2 kilometres away.
No.
By the time I knew that she lived close to me, she had passed away. We could have caught the same bus. We could have, been bumping into each other at the supermarket. I don't know. It's those sorts of things that I really don't like to dwell on because they're just a bit too sad.
But she found a link to this heritage through the music. It's amazing.
Recreating the feeling of being at the Coorong does help me reconnect to the Ngarrindjeri land of my mother's side. It's important to know where you come from and pay respect to that.
Beautiful.
Wow.
And of course, the show has great moments of joy and being uplifting. These are Jackson, Bailey and Oliver, two twins and their brother, as I said, the Proclaimers and one more from Tamworth, and they brought them all to its feet.
That's the way it's gonna be, little darling. We'll go riding on the horses.
Seriously, this show is everything. I'm so proud to be part of it. And the comments I get in the street every day from people who are so moved by this show.
And so you should be. You're so good on this show.
Well, it's just so wonderful. And all the episodes are up there on ABC iView, or you can watch them every Sunday at 7:30.
Check it out. I'll be watching it next Sunday.
Won't you just?
Once I get my ABC iView app sorted out, but I'll be watching it.
Okay.
I love it. I think you're great in it.
You're listening to the Jonesy and Amanda podcast. Right now, by the miracle of recording, Jonesy and Amanda.
We'll do it live!
Jonesy and Amanda, those are two great names.
Such a scam.
I'm not a scab.
Sense the chemistry between them, but how much of that is real?
Mind your own business and shut your pie hole.
I wish you well with your show.
It's sad we lost Chuck Norris.
The memes are making me laugh. I've got two favourites. Can I read them to you?
Go.
Chuck Norris once ate a bowl of alphabet soup. 24 hours later, he wrote a best-selling novel.
Yeah.
And this one.
Yeah, that's good.
Chuck Norris told a woman to calm down, and she did.
What's your favourite Chuck Norris movie? And don't muck around with this.
I've never seen one.
Oh, you are joking.
No.
Surely.
I just thought he was a meme. I didn't know he was an actor.
Missing in Action? Missing in Action 2? Breaker. Come on.
No. What's yours? Tell me what yours is.
I know, I'm gonna hook you through.
Oh, please. I won't go anywhere.
There's many. My favourite one begat the whole Walker, Texas Ranger series.
I can't wait to hear.
Jam Nation.
Gold, hello there. It's Jonesy Amanda driving you home. It's with great sadness. Chuck Norris passed away. Big part of my life as a kid.
Was he? How come?
I really he came to the fore for me in the movie Lone Wolf McQuade.
Who was he in that? What's the story?
Oh, well, let's just let the trailer do the talking.
When you're the best, you do things with style. J.J. McQuade is the best. He's a lone wolf lawman in the Lone Star State.
Looks like somebody doesn't like you, McQuade.
Is it a romance?
Lone Wolf McQuade, starring Chuck Norris, David Carradine, Barbara Carrera, and Leon Isaac Kennedy.
Yeah. So he played...
He plays a rogue police officer.
I haven't edited that. That's how the trailer went. But I saw that in, I don't know, the 80s, and I thought it was the greatest thing in the world.
Is it
This is the precursor to Texas Walker, but he's J.J. McQuade. He's Lone Wolf McQuade.
But are these kind of tongue-in-cheek?
No.
Oh.
No.
That's serious.
No. Just stop. Stop talking. Stop talking. So,
tell me to calm down.
My favourite scene in the movie is David Carradine is the baddie, and he gets J.J. McQuade. J.J. McQuade has this get-out-of-town Ford Bronco with a massive supercharger. The baddies dig a giant grave. They push J.J. and his truck into the ground under the earth, and then all of the, what's his name? Carradine flies off in the helicopter. He thinks the job's done. And all the goons, the hired goons, are standing around having beers, celebrating that he's gone. And then one of J.J. McQuade's wolf pack comes along trying to save him. At that moment, J.J. McQuade cracks a beer in the buried Bronco and fires up the supercharger. And this is on the surface there. Pow, 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 shooting. There's J.J. And out of the ground...
You son of a bitch!
Comes out.
Some time for Easter.
Damn it! Damn it! Don't die me now!
Don't die, man.
Give me a beer, kid.
Get me a beer, kid. And then he goes and wreaks havoc.
How did he get his car from underground out?
It was a V8 supercharged Bronco.
Excuse me.
God,
well, look,
waste my time.
If you're hankering for some Chuck Norris memes, let's do it.
Chuck Norris once missed 2 days of school. Those 2 days are now called the weekend. When Chuck Norris turned 18, his parents moved out. Chuck Norris once pissed in the fuel tank of a semi-truck as a joke. That truck is now known as Optimus Prime. Chuck Norris can divide by 0. Chuck Norris has a bear rug on his lounge floor. The bear is still alive. It is just afraid to move. Chuck Norris once made a Happy Meal cry. Chuck Norris doesn't wear a watch. He decides what time it is. Chuck Norris built Rome in one day. Sharks have to get in a cage to swim with Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris doesn't worry about high gas prices. His vehicles run on fear. Guns sleep with Chuck Norris under their pillow. Some kids pee their name in the snow. Chuck Norris can pee his name into concrete. Chuck Norris once had a heart attack. His heart lost. When Chuck Norris goes to your house to visit you, you're the guest. Chuck Norris wears glasses so that his eyes won't hurt the sun. Time waits for no man, unless that man is Chuck Norris.
He didn't die. Heaven just needed more security.
Well, R.I.P. Chuck Norris.
Diarise that movie, Lone Wolf McQuade.
Okay, I'll write it on an eggshell and keep it safe.
Jonesy and Amanda.
Listen to the podcast whenever you want with the free iHeart app.
The pub test.
Pub test.
Does not pass the pub test. Pub test.
Pub test.
Does it pass the pub test? Pub test.
Yeah, the pub test.
Doesn't pass the sniff test. Stop it. It's not helpful.
This is something you brought to the table.
Well, I'll tell you about the story I read about and the reason we're going to be talking about whether you share your location. Well, the technology exists to be able to do this, obviously. This man, his son actually assumed that his dad was simply struggling to understand how his phone works because he never let anyone know where he was. And the family just thought Dad's confused with his iPhone. The father knew exactly what he was doing. He didn't want everyone to know that every week he was sneaking off to have chili with his mates and cheat on his diet. Not cheating on his wife, cheating on his diet. And when his son said, well, why don't you just leave the phone at home and Mum will never know? He said, no, because I like to share funny memes with my friends. So he took his phone but doesn't share his location. And the minute you think people don't share their location, people wonder what you're up to. I can't imagine anything worse than people knowing where I am every minute of the day, though I've got friends, and I think it's maybe the younger generation who are quite happy for their family, their friends to know where they are every minute of the day. So you can check, oh, they're almost here, they're 2 blocks away from here, oh, so-and-so's a... What a nightmare.
Yeah.
Would you do it? Do you like it?
When the kids were little, but we didn't have that technology when the kids were little. I get anxious if I've got one child living at home who's 23. If he comes home late from work, I get worried. My other kids who have moved out because they've got their own houses and lives and kids, they're off my hands. But when they're under your roof, I guess they become part of your responsibility.
Yeah, but I think we've talked about this before, that often what it does is it gives the parents anxiety.
Yeah, because then you think, what are they doing
now?
Yeah,
it makes you hypervigilant and you can't relax for a second. But this isn't just your kids. This is people sharing their location with partners and with friends. Mm-hmm. Like most of the girls here who work in our production team, they're a generation, I guess, younger than we are. They're in their 20s, 30s. And they all their friends know exactly where they are every minute of the day. And because they've grown up with that, they don't think that's weird.
Yeah.
So let's put it to the pub test. Sharing your location, does it pass the pub test?
I'm thinking no.
I don't want it, but we might be on the outer here.
13 55 22 is our number. We'd love to hear from you. We'll have that on Gold.
Jam Nation.
When you're a kid, and I know this will age you, did you ever have a rain gauge? Remember the fad for rain gauges?
My grandfather had one, yeah, sure.
And was he on the land? What did he need to know?
He was in Bendigo, just in the backyard for his veggie patch. And we go down there and look at the rain gauge.
Yeah, but can't you see that it's had rain? I don't understand the nature of a rain gauge.
When I worked at one radio station in Muswellbrook, country New South Wales, we broadcast there now, we used to have to go and check the weather gauge. And
what do you mean?
Well, and I'd pretend to go and check it. And
what do you mean check the weather gauge?
You go and check so you do the weather when you're doing the weather on the radio.
You'd have to go and look at the...
You go and look at the weather gauge.
What's a weather gauge?
It's like a little box with like a little funnel and the water gets in there.
So
and you got to measure.
rain gauge?
Yeah, the rain gauge, the weather gauge.
So you'd have to physically look at the rain gauge at the radio station, tell everyone how much rain there'd been.
Yeah, and I couldn't be bothered.
No.
So because it was right down. So I'd just make stuff up.
Yeah. You'd read the local Beehive by mistake.
You just make stuff up. And that's what I mean. Never listen, never trust anything that the media tells you. Well, Joe Rogan, he just makes stuff up.
Well, these days, of course, there's more high-tech telemetry about that.
Oh, of course there
is.
But
I saw a TikTok from a guy that I could so relate to this. This is from a guy called Fairway Pappy. He's in Brisbane.
Mm-hmm.
Have a listen.
As a society, can we please figure out another unit
of measuring how much it's rained, because nobody under the age of 60 understands what the 30 mil of rain is. I spoke to one of my uncles this morning. He tells me, we got 30 mil of rain at my house last night. And he's telling me, Laz, like it's a lot. That's a lot of rain, I guess. I look at this little measuring thing here. This is a quarter cup. This is 60 mil. So half of that is 30 mil. So when he's telling me they got 30 mil of rain, I'm like, brother, that doesn't seem like a lot of rain. I propose a new scale, a 1 to 10 scale, 1 being a light drizzle, 10 being the hardest rain you've ever seen. So in an alternate universe, my uncle would have said to me this morning, last night we got 3 hours of 8 out of 10 rain. And I would have thought to myself, 8 out of 10, that's pretty heavy. And for 3 hours, that's a lot of rain. I don't know. Let's just all get on the same page, because this Mills is not working.
Oh, it works.
It does not work. I agree. I don't know what 30 mils, what 60 mils
when
is.
I talk to millennials about street instructions, and they go, what's with you old blokes and knowing every street? Because I go down blah, blah street, get to blah, blah street.
If someone says we've had 10 mils, what does that mean to you?
But that's not much rain.
50 mils?
That's getting a bit more there.
What about the actress Hayley Mills? Makes no sense
Why don't
to
we
me.
just date our show more?
It makes no sense.
Why don't we just
How
make
about Rob Mills? How about we go with
Rob
that?
or Millsy?
That's a lot of rain.
He needs a depth gauge. He's got plenty of depth. And now they've got the feels like thing on the weather app. What it feels like. Oh, it feels nice. Might go out and do some work. I won't get wet. Don't laugh, Ryan. This is part of your generation that I'm shaming.
Finish now?
Yes.
Jam Nation. The pub test.
Pub test.
Does not pass the pub test. Pub test.
Pub test.
Does it pass the pub test? Pub test.
Yeah, the pub test.
Doesn't pass the sniff test. Stop it. It's not helpful.
We're talking about sharing your location. It's not just parents and children. It's families. It's married couples sharing them, girlfriends, boyfriends, female friends. So all their friends know where they are at any given moment. I've been reading about a father who didn't want to share his location, and his son thought it was, and the family thought it was because Dad's hopeless with his iPhone. No, he was just breaking his diet every week with a bunch of friends at a restaurant and didn't want anyone to know. Why do you want everyone to know where you are at any given moment? So therefore, if they can't track you, they think you're doing something sus. What if you're just doing things that are normal but you don't want anyone to know?
Yeah. Or you might be down at El Bordello.
Where's that, Brendan?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't think
I'll
it
check the
exists.
coordinates. So what do you think? Sharing your location, does it pass the pub test?
No way. I would never do that. I just think it's invasive privacy. I wouldn't do it with my partner, and I feel like people don't need to know where you are every minute of the day. We're on our phones and people are watching what we're doing enough, so no way.
Well, I share my location with my son, who's 21, and it was his choice to do it, that we can see where one another are, and it actually gives me lots of comfort. I just have to look there. I don't have to bother him.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea, is it? You'll already bugger up at the pub. I haven't had a drink for about 3 years, so when you're at the pub, you'll bugger up anyway drinking, so people know where you are.
I do it with my daughter, but I would never do it with any friends. Yeah, only family. So I just like to know where they are, getting places safe.
I am only 19, so I think I've grown up with a different perspective, but I think it's absolutely fantastic. I'm actually a part of a game of tag with my high school friends that I don't usually get to see anymore. So we play tag 24/7, like just how you used to play in the primary school playgrounds, and we have each other's locations, so we might pop up at 2 a.m. in someone's bedroom just tagging them. And so I think it's an absolutely fantastic feature to just play a funny one in your mate.
No, definitely not. I don't want anybody to know where I am at any time. My kids know where each other are all the time and where their friends are. It would drive me mad.
Oh, I don't think, no, of course not. Half the time I don't even know where I am, let alone letting my friends know where I am.
It's true.
Well, what a plethora of opinions.
Thank you for all your calls.
Instead of calling it the pub test, why don't we call it a plethora of opinions?
Okay.
It's catchy.
Maybe keep that at the ABC, mate.
Okay. Mate, don't call me mate.
Jonesy and Amanda.
You're listening to the Jonesy and Amanda podcast.
We had so many requests for them to do it again.
Jonesy and Amanda.
Man, that shit just cracks me up.
Maybe you should lay off the moonshine.
Jonesy's always knocking Amanda.
It's so easy.
Amanda's always knocking Jonesy.
Still mourning Chuck Norris. I'm just like, he was 86. He lived a good, full life, but he had such an impact on me when I was a youngster. And when I saw the movie Lone Wolf McQuade, It really
Can I ask you this?
excited me. It was he was the ultimate action hero.
But wasn't he also martial arts? Like, did he do kick in the face kind of stuff?
Yeah, he was
roundhouse kicking.
Yeah. He
with guns.
In Way of the Dragon, something of the Dragon with Bruce Lee back in the 70s. He was the baddie. I didn't like Chuck as a baddie. He didn't suit the bad guy narrative.
So,
and then he was in. Did you ever see Missing in Action?
No.
Missing in Action 2. Braddock. Missing in Action 3.
Braddock?
That's. If you're going to do this.
Was that his name?
I'm going to watch. I reckon, you know what, we should have? Team movie night. Why don't we watch Lone Wolf McQuade on YouTube?
We spoke about this one earlier.
Where?
In this one, for someone who does a lot of kick in the face, he's heavily armed.
Right, yeah, well, of course. He loved guns. He's a big fan of the second.
Aren't you supposed to, if you're using martial arts, not be also using guns?
He didn't need guns, but, he took advantage of the...
Sounds like he did. When you played the bit
The
before,
Second Amendment.
sounds a lot of special effects of guns.
Ryan, get that trailer up again.
When you're the best, you do things with style. J.J. McQuaid is the best. He's a lone wolf lawman in the Lone Star State.
Looks like somebody doesn't like you, McQuaid.
All right.
Lone Wolf McQuaid, starring Chuck Norris.
Sounds to me like he's taking it a little seriously.
Barbara Carrera, and then he rolls around in the earth with Barbara Carrera.
In the earth?
Yeah, in the
What does
dirt.
that mean? In the
horse
earthworms?
riding horse riding ring. And she got all wet because they had the hose. And then
What?
it was you got to watch the
Why
movie.
are they rolling around in the dirt?
Because they're having it off. That's what he did.
In the dirt?
Yeah, well, because she was on a horse.
Was he keeping his jeans on? Has he got an RFK Jr. kind of vibe to him?
He looked good. And she looked great. My teen memories served me well.
The horse.
Okay.
Coming up next, Mark Humphreys, a very funny comedian, has highlighted something about the audiobook that Barack Obama recorded for his memoir, A Promised Land. It's how he views certain people he works with. It's very funny. We'll play it next.
Jam Nation.
Mark Humphreys is a very funny Australian comedian, writer.
Friend of the show, FOS.
Podcaster, FOS. And I've seen a few things he's done recently where he's listening to famous audiobooks and finding glitches in them. He was listening to one by Barack Obama, and there's a certain phrase or a certain way he likes to describe people's appearances. Have a listen.
Has anyone listened to Barack Obama's memoir? I mean, really listened to it or indeed read it closely? Because if they had, I feel like someone would have said to him, you know what? There's a way that you describe guys that you worked with, which kind of makes you sound like a little bit of a jerk.
We had recruited a savvy, former senior House Democratic staffer named Phil Shaliro. He was tall and balding. I enlisted the immense talents of Ben Rhodes. Short and prematurely balding, I was leaning toward hiring Bill Daley, balding and about a decade older than me. Paul Tooze, stocky and slightly balding, and Secretary of the Interior Ken Salazar, balding and bespectacled.
She's like someone's grandma. They always
obsessed.
I went and saw the little Asian man down at the shop. I said, "What do you just go to? You saw the guy down at the shop."
Wait till you hear his chapter on Angry Anderson. He goes to town.
Jam Nation.
There's an immense amount of satisfaction when the wedding is done and dusted. It all works out.
What are the emotions the day after? Are you exhausted but thrilled that it all went so beautifully? The weather held off. Everything was perfect.
Yeah, I had a bit of the Sunday scaries. You know how you get Sunday scaries anyway.
What's a Sunday scary?
Well, on Sunday you've got to go to work the next day and do all that sort of stuff. Not that I don't like doing this, but in the old days, our previous life, when we used to do breakfast radio, Sundays used to be really
Sunday
tough.
Afternoon would start to rev up to feel like a work
and you
situation.
go, oh man, I've got to get up at 3 a.m. tomorrow. I've got to do all this. So it was good. So yesterday I was just, chilling out, and I had a need to talk to everyone. I rang my daughter, I rang my son, I was chatting to people because it just felt that now it was over. What next?
Yeah, and also to debrief on how great it had been. What a relief that all those variables came together.
And my daughter, she loves the zoo. When she was a kid, she went to the zoo and she just really loved it. I wish she really loved the local RSL club.
Oh, the local servo.
Local petrol station.
Pie.
Why isn't she one of those kids that wants to get married at Bunnings? But no, the zoo. And she wanted to do it in front of the giraffe enclosure.
Which was amazing.
And then the call came at about half an hour before the nuptials, someone said, you've got to make the call now if you're going to move this into
Because
inside
the weather had been on and off.
or outside. Because if there's a thunderstorm, it's got to go inside. But you can have rain. The giraffes don't mind the rain. And I got my sister, she's an airline pilot, and she managed to ring up the bureau and they said, no, you're going to be okay. So I said to Rome, I rang her, I said, look, it's full risk. Let's just do it. Let's do it.
But what a dream for her.
I said, if it rains, then...
But it didn't. It didn't.
And you look great. I
but
saw you.
But let me
You
just
look
say
great.
this. I got mougie because the giraffes were so ethereal, just walking along in the background.
Just hanging out.
Behind this scene. It was spectacular.
And none of them did anything
There
inappropriate.
were no giraffes mounted each other.
No, or
did
do a
plops.
big wee. Have you said a giraffe do a wee? That's like, ooh.
Yeah, no, there was none of that.
There's none of that. And the whole vows didn't go for a long time. Because
They
I have a
didn't.
short attention span, and there was a moment when I was just fully present in the moment. And that's when I got a bit misty-eyed. I was like, oh, my
For that one
my daughter,
moment you
my
were
little-
fully present.
No, I was looking at with a lot of distractions. You know, look at the giraffes, look at the sky, look
You're
at
watching
the...
your daughter also at
Yeah.
the end of that ceremony, as they say, I didn't change my name, but they say she
Yep.
now has a new name and everyone cheers.
Exactly.
Goodbye to the Jones.
But you looked great.
Well, I was wearing a black suit because it was formal. I don't do frocks very well. I thought I hope no one mistakes me for a groomsman.
No, page boy. Are you
That's
with
not
the
a cushion.
bride or
That's
the
my
groom?
stomach.
But thank you so much for
It
coming.
was
I will say this.
lovely.
Bonbonieri, what is the point of that?
Are you talking about the macarons?
Yeah, we've got these
The
little
French
macarons.
Prime Minister and his wife.
We got the macarons. So
They look beautiful. They were in a little box on each setting.
And
They
Helen
were
made
lovely.
so Romany got these things from Amazon, little oriental boxes.
They were beautiful.
That had to be assembled.
Who did that?
My wife Helen did all that. I did offer to do it. And she said, no, you won't be able to do it. And then I just watched her assembling these boxes. And then I had to take them over to this cake lady. And then she put the macarons in there, but she only put one in instead of two. And I said, did you explain that to the lady? And Helen said, well, no, wouldn't she know that? And I said, I don't know.
It didn't matter.
And then at the end of the night, I get presented with a giant box of macarons that no one took from their table.
Bring them in here.
Yeah, but my point is, why do it?
Because it looks
Such a
beautiful.
waste of
And
bonbon
your heart lifts when there's a little treat for you on the table. It's a lovely thing.
Did you like it?
I loved it. And I prefer it to those sugared almond things that crack your teeth.
Oh, yeah, the Greeks
This
love
was lovely.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I've still got some of those at home from my last wedding. What
Your
if it-
own?
Can you read? No. I thought they got a half-life of 1,000 years. I'll last forever.
Unlike our teeth.
Can you reuse them?
No. But bring them in. Bring the macarons in. We'll eat them.
Okay. Not the French president.
No.
You can see a whole lot more of Jonesy and Amanda on our socials. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook.
Free money. Fast money. Extra cash.
I need money. Jonesy and Amanda's.
Yibbity yibbity. 10 questions, 60 seconds on the clock. You can pass if you don't know an answer. We'll come back to that question if time permits. Get all the questions right. $1,000.
Then you can turn it into $2,000 if you like by answering a bonus question, but it's double or nothing.
Michelle's in Yarramundi. Hello, Michelle.
Hello.
Are you well?
I am.
That's not question
Can I ask
one.
you the question, bonbonieri
That's
at
not
a
question
wedding?
one either.
Does that pass the Michelle pub test?
Of course. 100%.
You like it? So if you
Yes.
can I ask this question? If you were to go to a wedding and there was no bonbonieri, would you notice it not there?
Absolutely.
So you would, and you would
It's
judge.
a little gifty thing, isn't it? What do you classify as bonbon?
Oh, anything, any sort of gifty arrangement.
Like usually something edible.
But yeah, but shouldn't you just have a place card? Isn't the place card enough? Like say, Amanda Keller, place card, that's it. So if you just saw a place card and not bonbonieri, would you be disappointed, Michelle?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I wouldn't be expecting it, but it's so nice to have.
I guess it's a man-woman thing. Men don't notice this stuff. We're practical. We see the place card. Okay.
And where's my beer?
I'm sitting next to that Amanda Keller. At least I know the beers will be coming thick and fast.
What a treat you'd be having. Michelle, we have 10 questions. We have 60 seconds. If you're not sure, say pass, because we might have time to come back, okay?
Yep.
All right, here we go. Put your listening ears on because we're about to start. Here's question number 1. Red and blue mixed together create which colour?
Purple.
Question 2. How many years are in a millennium?
2000.
Oh, a millennium's 1,000.
1,000.
Oh, I should have passed.
Oh, plop it on
Bugger.
plops.
Michelle.
Oh, Michelle.
I had too many bonbonnieres.
That's it. You were distracted by
Michelle,
bonbonieri.
Look, thank you for playing.
And thank you for your feedback on that, Michelle. Well, it'll be back again tomorrow. By the way, you can always join us, jonesyandamanda.com.au. Do that if you would like to play Instagram.
Jam Nation.
I was just wandering the corridors of power here, talking about bonbonieri, and it's divided down.
Are you paid to say the word bonbonniere? I've
It's
never
quite
heard it so
satisfying
much
to
as I
say.
have in the last hour.
It's like saying efficacy. Once you nail efficacy, bonbonieri is great.
You know,
So it's divided down gender lines.
It's never been
Women
big on
like
my
it.
radar. I had
Yeah.
to Google actually what it was.
Women like it. Men are indifferent. The consensus is if you have a wedding without anything, men would notice. They would only notice no place names. So men want to know where they're sitting, proximity from the table to the bar, the loos, all that sort of stuff. Women, your people, seem to like whatever bonbonniere is. Did you have that at your own wedding?
No, I'm not. I didn't really know exactly what it was. I mean, I know that when we went to Romany's wedding, there was a little box that had a macaron in it.
One macaron. Should have been two.
Emmanuel and his wife.
Yeah, well, that's one.
But I do know, is that the stuff that are those really hard almonds that people chip their teeth on?
That's the bonbonniere.
That's old school.
Yeah, but this was the macarons, and they were very nice.
They were very nice.
There was pistachio and a vanilla one.
I had to Google it. So it means a tiny, like a little gift to everyone who turns up at the wedding.
Thanks for coming. At my son's wedding, they had bottle openers, which I thought was pretty good.
With their names on them?
Yeah.
Did they?
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Although I've still got 6,000 of them sitting in.
Right, of course. But it's a nice thing.
It is a nice thing, maybe a little gift. Married at first sight last night. That's the gift that keeps on giving.
Oh.
Last night, one of the gay guys wanted to leave. The caddy gay. There's a nice caddy.
Mean one.
Caddy, meany gay. He's sided with Gia, the
Bosomy
troublemaker.
one.
She's the one with the pneumatic bosoms.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, he wanted to leave, and the one who looks nice, he looks like a bit like Colin Firth, and a mixture of Colin Firth and your son.
Oh, okay.
The
he
nice
sounds
one.
nice.
He's a lovely fella, but the caddy one, he decided to leave.
That doesn't mean that you can't recover. And tonight is one of those absolute key crossroads for you, Chris.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, let's go to the decision. They all leave.
I would like to leave.
I just want to give some feedback to Married at First Sight. I feel you're not cashing in on the sound effects enough.
Do you want that to go for longer?
I feel between the leaving, the decision, they need to have like RBT. You know, on RBT,
Mm-hmm.
Ryan gets pulled up in his car after a few.
For having an alcoholic Chico roll.
Ryan's had a few drinks after work, and he says that he's okay.
I'm fine.
Well, decision pending. Then you find out that Ryan's going to the slammer.
Really, Ryan? I'm disappointed in you.
So I'd like to incorporate that in Married at First Sight. Let's try.
That doesn't mean that you can't recover. And tonight is one of those absolute key crossroads for you, Chris.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, let's go to the decision.
I would like to leave.
Much better.
Because of the bonbonniere.
Yeah, or maybe they could put like some sort of sponsorship arrangement. KFC, FLG.
What do you mean?
KFC, FLG. Oh, come on. Finger licking good.
Put that where?
You put, I don't know, you put it in there while the RBT thing's going on. Oh. Come on, it's all marketing, you know.
You know, Brendan,
it's
time to let it go.
I wanted to put sponsorship on my daughter's wedding dress.
Righto, you two. That's enough.
Stop talking about her wedding. It's been lovely. It's been wonderful. You're going to overstep the mark and upset her, I'm sure.
You mean I haven't already? You know what? Distraction. Tin Hat Tuesday is back tomorrow.
Yes, we want to hear all your conspiracy theories. I've been getting a whole stack of new ones about dolphins.
No, we're in with the dolphin people. If you want to catch up with today's show, head to jonesyandamanda.com.au. We'll catch you tomorrow.
See you then.
Good day to you.
Well, thank God that's over. Catch up on the Jonesy and Amanda podcast. Download the free iHeart app now.
See you next time. Let's get the hell out of here.
Hear every second of Jonesy and Amanda on demand. Search for us now on the iHeart app.